my name is Ashley. Welcome to a 30-minute postnatal yoga practice. As we move through this practice, feel free to opt in and opt out at any point in time, depending on how far along you are in your postnatal journey. We are going to start today upright in seated meditation. Please close your eyes. Feel free to sit up on the edge of a block. It's always handy to have a few blocks, a blanket, and a bolster by your side for this practice. And as you come to this seat, just notice straight away how you are feeling in this body. Everything has changed and shifted and moved. And so today's practice is devoted to the theme or intention of acceptance. Take your hands to your heart. Set the intention to practice the acceptance of your body as it is, knowing that it will change yet again. Please take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide, exhale, and relax. Good. Lower your hands down onto your lap. Blink open your eyes. Take your arms, inhale, open your arms wide. And as you exhale, could you place your left arm underneath your right arm and give yourself a great big hug? Like a congratulations, you did it kind of hug. And that hug might evolve into Garudasana or eagle arms, where the backs of your hands or even the fronts of your palms come together. If you've come into this bind, could you start to lift your palms up and turn your gaze down, stretching out the back of your spine and your shoulders. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Gently lower your arms, and as they come down, go ahead, inhale, reach them up overhead, look up. Exhale, release your arms back down again. Let's take that stretch Garudasana arms or a great big hug on the other side. Now your right arm comes under. Start by giving yourself a big squeeze. You might even pinch into your spine with your fingertips. Give yourself a little massage. And you can stay here. That's a lot of work. Or maybe take your hands together, perhaps the backs of your hands together. If you've come into the bind, reach your fingers up, tuck your chin down. Now, wherever you are, 3 breaths will meet you there. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And take one more breath in. And exhale. Release your hands. Again, let an inhale stretch both arms up overhead. Exhale, replace your hands to heart center. When they get there, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Place your hands on your thighs. And really, really slowly start to roll your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Allow both shoulders to fall down away from your ears as you do this. The breath that you take in here will extend and stretch through your left lateral line along the scalene muscles of your neck. Please drop your chin back down towards your chest and rotate your right ear towards your right shoulder. Mindfully relaxing through your shoulders so you can really feel that shearing or that tension along the left side of your neck. Either do that one more time, or if it feels okay for you, could you go ahead and take a great big circle all the way around? And when you drop your head back, you might be forced to pull your shoulders up to catch it. That's okay. If you're taking this full head rotation, when you get back through center, find that rotation in the opposite direction. Really good. Come back through neutral. Take a moment, move your block out to the side, and make your way down onto your side body. So start down on your right side body. You might use a prop or just perch yourself up like you're sunbathing or reading a book. Settling here, bend into your knees and place the inside edges of your feet together. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And as you inhale, open your legs, coming into clamshells. As you exhale, close. We're going to move through 10 repetitions of these clamshells on either side. And as you do this, start to notice where you might be feeling strong or weak through your lower limbs, through your glutes, maybe your core. Be patient. The body takes a long time to heal and even longer to gain muscular strength after giving birth. 5 more pulsations here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really good. Take your time. Press yourself back up and shift over to the opposite side. So come on to your left side. Stack your knees. You'll get my back end view here. And again, just tiny little clamshells, lifting your right knee up and then allowing it to soften down for 10 repetitions. You're halfway there. 5 more pulsations up and down, beginning to flirt with the muscles of your back body. This will get easier over time. 1 more round here, really good, and release. From there, lie right down onto your back. Place your feet down onto the floor. Ground down through your hips. Get really cozy through your upper body. You can tuck a pillow or a blanket under your head. And now could you lift your right leg? Lift your right leg to 90 degrees. Beginning to restabilize and strengthen your pelvic floor. These heel drops are just as they sound. So simply drop your right heel to the floor and lift it back up. Drop it to the floor and lift it back up. Again, 10 repetitions here. And if at any point this feels painful through your pelvic floor, if you're just 6 weeks postpartum, you might decide to just opt out here. You're halfway there. 5 more heel drops. Notice the muscles in your legs starting to quiver. 3. Keep steady through your breath. 2. And last 1, just release that right foot down and flop your knees side to side. Take a great big breath in and exhale with a sigh. Now your left leg, lift that left leg up to 90 degrees. Imprint your lower back into the floor and begin heel drops for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that foot down. Take your legs wide. Your feet are mat distance apart. And again, just rock your knees from left to right. A big breath comes in through your nose. Sigh out through your mouth. Take your time to roll over onto the right side of your body and press yourself all the way up through seated onto all fours. If you have sensitive knees, go ahead and take your blanket under your knee joints. And when you get down onto all fours, draw your belly into your spine by any amount. Turn your gaze forward. Peel your shoulder blades back and lift your tailbone up. Reverse that action. Draw your tailbone down. Puff up between your shoulder blades. Let your head hang heavy and gaze in towards your belly. Keep moving through this action of cat-cow with a hyper awareness on where the movements are happening. And each time you come into that flexed spine, really look in towards your tummy and observe what that looks like, what it feels like, remembering our intention of acceptance. Stabilize the next time you come through center. Stretch your left leg back and keep your left toes on your yoga mat. Just start to bounce back and forth. During pregnancy, many women have a lot of leg cramps, and sometimes this can linger into the postpartum period. So just start to stretch out the back of your calf and your hamstring. Now come through stillness, lift up your left leg with your left toes facing the floor and extend your right arm out in front. You could stay here. Or inhale, lift your hand and your heel. Exhale, draw your knee in towards your center. 10 repetitions. Inhale to extend. Exhale to round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. And keep moving through this action with so much strength and stability that's guided by your breath. So you're continually inhaling and exhaling. Just 4 more pulsations here, getting used to the work that comes with repetition. And gently place your hand and your knee to the floor. Take your knees nice and wide. Drop your bum towards your heels. Reach your arms out overhead. Your forehead might come right down to the floor. 5 breaths in child's pose. Ripple your body back up onto all fours for that bird dog movement on the other side. Start by extending through your right leg, push back through your right heel, and just begin to bounce. So simply rocking your body back and forth to get a nice stretch through the deep back line of fascia that wraps around your hamstrings. And slowly elevate your right leg back. Keep your right toes facing down towards the earth as you take your left arm forward. Inhale, lift your heel and your hand. If you're coming into these pulsations, exhale, tap your knee towards your elbow. It does not have to connect. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, close it in. As you move through this 8 more times, consider that all of these movements we're doing in this postpartum period are designed to heal your body. And imagine that you're starting from scratch. So if it feels hard, you're growing muscles. If you quit halfway, at least you made it halfway. Be patient and compassionate with your body during these different times. 3 more. Really good. Release down. Again, take your knees wide and bring your big toes together for child's pose. But rather than coming right into child's pose, could you take a block towards the center of your yoga mat? Inhale, reach your right arm up overhead, and exhale, work your way into a twisted child's pose. Place your right ear on the block, maybe on the floor. Push the floor away with your left hand. 5 breaths here. Slowly ground through your left palm. Inhale, unwrap your right arm, take it directly up towards the sky. Exhale, place your right hand on the floor. Inhale, send your left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, scoop your left arm under your right arm, place your right ear on the floor. Left ear on the floor rather, and your right fingers on the floor. So push the floor away with your right fingers to feel that stretch through the deep back line of your body. 5 breaths. Root down through your right fingertips as you take your left arm up to the sky yet again. Lower your left hand to the floor, set your block out to the side, and leave your blanket here if you've got a blanket on your yoga mat. Stabilize your body, round into your upper back, push up and back, find downward facing dog. Bend your knees as much as you need to here. You might even keep your feet a little wider than you did pre-pregnancy, pre-baby. And slowly start to pedal out your feet. Notice how this feels in your legs, in your chest. Come to stillness, look forward, carefully step your right foot between your hands and drop down onto your left knee. Turn the whole top of your left foot onto the floor. Walk your hands up your body. So you're in this low lunge shape. If that's too much for your pelvic floor, shorten the lunge and widen it. So you might take your right foot a little wider or closer to your back foot. You could stay here with your hands on your hips, really working on stabilizing and engaging through your outer hips and your glutes, or you might opt to reach your arms up overhead. Wherever you go, think about opening through your chest. A lot of time postpartum is spent in these deep forward folds, breastfeeding or bottle feeding our babies. Try to embody the opposite of that really common action that you might be taking. Good. Gently lower your hands down to the inside of your right foot. Step your right foot back and switch sides. Step your left foot forward. Walk up your left foot with your hands. Find a variation of this low lunge that really serves wherever you're at in your body. Only then do you opt to take your arms up overhead. So find stability before making the pose more challenging. And again, you're opening your heart center towards the sky while drawing your inner thighs up and back. A few more breaths here. Gently lower your hands down to the inside of that foot. Step back onto all fours. Lower your knees before you take yourself up and back into downward dog. And again, just walk your knees out, walking your dog. Carefully walk both hands back towards your feet. Bend deep into your knees. Take your peace and love fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Inhale your spine and exhale, fold forward. Bend at your elbows. Let your head hang really heavy here. Feel the heaviness of your head and your neck dropping down towards the floor. Then carefully release your fingers from your toes and walk up your body. Walk up your body until you arrive in a standing position with your palms alongside your body. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press your hands into your shins to lengthen. Exhale, bend into your knees. Really slowly crawl yourself forward, downward facing dog. Look forward. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands. If you feel strong and steady, this time you might come all the way up into a high lunge, but your blanket's still there if you'd like to take the low lunge instead. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, could you take your hands back behind you, interlace your palms, and send your hands down in space so you're undoing all of that spinal flexion again. Gently release your hands, send them right back up towards the ceiling. Lower your palms to the earth and reach your right foot back, downward facing dog. When you get to downward dog, take one breath in. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Go ahead and step your left foot between your hands. High lunge or low lunge, walk your hands up that leg. Stretch your arms up overhead as you come into the full expression of the pose. Now interlace your hands behind your back. As you do this, push your palms down, squeeze your shoulder blades together, spread across your collarbones, and look up. Let that go as you take your arms back up overhead. Now release your hands to the floor. Push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, float your weight forward into a high plank. And exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. So you can keep your blanket on the floor if you need to. If you have particularly sensitive body parts, you can place that blanket right under those places. But as you come down to the floor, could you open your arms wide? Maybe you'll use your bolster or your block to catch your ear. Press into your left hand and roll over onto the outside of your right shoulder. Your left leg can stay extended, or you might bend your left knee, placing that foot behind or on top of your extended leg. And the work here is really designed to heal and rehabilitate your shoulders. Take 3 more breaths. If this feels really delicious in your body and you'd like to get a little deeper, you might opt to take your left arm up and over. Patiently ease out of the shape, come through center, and find your way into that same stretch on the other side. So your left arm is open wide, walk your right hand in, place your right leg straight, or bend your right knee and place it down on the floor behind you. You might hang out here or take your top arm up and reach it back towards the opposite hand. 3 breaths, please. Really good. Pull your right hand back through center. Find your way onto your tummy again. What a treat to be able to lie on your belly. Lift up and back. wide-legged child's pose. 5 deep breaths. Walk your hands in towards your body. Take your time here and come back down onto your spine. Turn onto the right side of your body and send your right arm out in front. Place your left hand on top of your right hand. If your head can't quite touch the floor, grab a prop and place it under your right ear. This is called pinwheel. This is my favorite postpartum exercise. With your left hand, can you slowly begin to trace a half circle? So start to drape your left fingers up overhead. Go so slow that you really feel the areas that are tender and you can actually start to work through them. If you find a sweet spot, absolutely just hang out there. But you might open that arm all the way out towards the opposite side as though you were coming into a spinal twist. But when you get to the opposite side, could you lift that arm up like you're reaching for the ceiling and bring it right back to clap on top of your right hand? One more time, inhale, trace that half moon shape. Get really curious about the sensations here. Linger in the places that feel good. And then find a place to hold still. Close your eyes, maybe turn your gaze towards your left fingers. Take 3 breaths. Inhale, walk your feet to the earth, so coming down to neutral here. Shift your hips out to the right, bend your knees, drop them over to the left. We'll explore that same pinwheel shape on the opposite side. So your left hand is on the floor, left ear on the floor. Place your right hand on top of your left hand and just begin to trace a half circle shape up and overhead. Slower is always a bit deeper. When you make it all the way around, lift up those right fingers, drive them right back to where they started, clapping on your left hand, and begin that tracing journey all over again. The difference is that this time when you find a spot that feels really delightful under your skin, you'll hold there for 3 deep breaths. You might even opt to drive your gaze over your right fingers. Finally, pull your knees back through center. Give yourself a moment here to make any final movements or adjustments you might need before arriving in Shavasana, corpse pose. Now extend your arms, extend your legs, close your eyes. And for the next few minutes, give yourself permission to do absolutely nothing but rest. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.